in London alone, in East London and South London, nearly 2 million people's homes will be flooded. Nearly 2 million people. We cannot allow that to happen. And the government is taking action, but not enough and not quickly enough. So the principle, the cause of these protesters is absolutely justified. They have the right ethics.
Who
The
gets to
question that, of
decide?
course,
Who
we have
gets to
to ask is
decide
about
who has a just
the
cause
method.
or
The
not?
method.
Because by that statement, you imply that if they didn't have a just cause, if they were protesting for something with which you disagree, they wouldn't have the right to lie in roads and uphold people's journeys.
Oh no, I defend the right of people to protest if they disagree with me. I'll defend the right of people who hold views that I object to protest. The right to protest is a fundamental human right, and it distinguishes us from countries like Russia and North Korea. So I'm really grateful for the right to protest, and on many occasions there have been people like, for example, the Brexit protesters. I defended their right to protest.
With their protests, and with many protests that go on in this country, people marching down roads, for example, people saying their slogans, people holding up signs behind people on TV, it's all within the spirit, I think, of British protest. I think isn't there something slightly different, though, with these environmental protesters who, for example, Extinction Rebellion, go around smashing windows or throwing paint up on listed buildings? When it comes to actually damaging property, do you think there's a line there that can be drawn between legitimate protests that's very much in line with the British tradition of freedom of expression versus something that really comes up against the fundamental British tradition of property rights?
Well, in my 54 years of protesting, I've been involved in over 3,000 protests. They have all been non-violent and never caused any criminal damage. I draw the line there.
You condemn
Having said that,
Extinction Rebellion's smashing windows of various companies and government departments?
well, that is a fringe or small element of Extinction Rebellion. Most of the Extinction Rebellion protests have been entirely peaceful without any criminal damage of any kind.
But perhaps
So we have to look
we could have some agreement here, Peter, if we're both willing to say that those Extinction Rebellion protesters who do choose to smash the windows, whether it be of banks or the Department for Transport or the Home Office, they are wrong.
Well, I think you have to ask yourself, if you're a protester, will what I do help achieve the goal, or will it be counterproductive? And I think that some of the protest tactics are sadly alienating the very British people that they need on side.